Welcome back to the channel, guys, and we're just going to get straight into it. The global chaos that we are seeing before our very eyes. This last week, we have seen a Ukrainian girl in America lose her life in a brutal killing. Where's the outcry? Where's the protests? And a social media ban in Nepal has led to absolute carnage. In the UK, we've had a new Banksy painting outside the courts, which was covered and removed within 2 days. And Cami Bedenoch has laid into Keir Starmer. For me, she's tore him limb from limb. She's accused him of having no backbone. The chaos that is happening in the UK, tube strikes, daily protests. And where's Keir? He's elsewhere. He's concentrating on other countries. And overnight, we've seen Russian drones enter Polish airspace. They were quickly taken down. We don't have a clue what's going on with that. There's been no response from Russia. And things just look very scary. But where do you start with all this chaos in the world? Where do you look? There's too much going on. There's too much on the news. They talk about things. They don't cover things. And when there's too much happening, people don't know what to think. You know, is this leading up to something? Is this building right up to civil war? It's scary. It really is. And you know what we've seen in America over the last 2 days with Irina, the Ukrainian girl who was brutally murdered on a train. The guy had 14 convictions. It's absolutely just heartbreaking seeing that clip, and it's haunted me. Ever since I've seen it, I've seen people doing videos. Where's the protests? You know, when George Floyd, that happened, you know, we've seen just the eruption. Like, we've seen Donald Trump touch on it. The media have not even covered it. Thank God for social media. That poor girl. We don't know why he's done it. We don't know the depth of why he's done it. I'm sure we're going to find that out. But that scared a lot of people, you know, just sitting there innocently on a train, and the next minute, you know, and to think not one person went over and helped her. How heartbreaking is that? People just looked on, you know. And listen, rest in peace, because that is very sad. And I'm pretty sure Donald Trump will act on that and make sure that guy, he suffers the worst consequences. But yeah, it's crazy. And then you head over to Nepal, the social media blackout. You know, it was threatened with a ban of social media, and then it has just erupted, you know. And I feel like when I keep repeating on my content, too many governments are poking the bear. They are literally putting people on thin ice, and that thin ice eventually will just go. And people will stand up, and people will fight back, and people are not taking it anymore. And I feel like that's starting to get that way in the UK, you know. The lion's being prodded, constantly being prodded. We've got a Prime Minister there who just doesn't know if he's coming or going. He's not paid. He called Nigel Farage unpatriotic. I mean, seriously. He's getting asked questions in the chamber, and he stands up and starts going on a tangent and talking about other countries, you know. What about this country, Keir? Where's your passion for this country? Do you not want to sort this country out? You're too transfixed at the moment, searching for a new deputy. We don't care. We know it's going to be a shambles anyway. Have some more passion, like Kemi said. Get a backbone and start dealing with the problems in the UK. Starting off with the tube strikes. Do you not know and understand the effects that is going to have on the economy? People can't get to work. People are missing doctor's appointments. Don't even think he's mentioned it. Not even a mention of it, people. And then we've got to wake up today to breaking news. Russian drones in Polish airspace. What does that mean for people? Some people don't have a clue what's going on. People look at that and go, oh my God, is World War III happening? There's been no response from Russia. You know, what is happening? There's pictures of the drones, what have been taken down. And it's just, the tension's building, and I know that it's building, and it's not just in Russia, Poland, or what, it's global. The tensions are rising, and I feel that thin ice is just getting thinner and thinner and thinner by the day. I feel like too much is happening. It's scaring people. Economies are crashing. Countries are laughing at the UK, by the way. And it seems like the people in power, the ones you look to for the advice, what we're doing, not a clue. They don't have a clue. They're not. It's like they're not interested. And in the background, you've got iPhone releasing new phones, £2,000 for the latest model. Nobody cares. When Poland are warning us of a military clash, the closest since World War II, that should make the hairs stand up on the back of your neck. That should be like, whoa, alarm bells are ringing. iPhone 17, we're not interested. I feel like in the chamber today, they've talked more about Peter Mandelson, the US ambassador, than anything. How's that relevant? It isn't relevant. I'd be looking at more of the scary things, you know, what's going on in the world. That, for me, isn't relevant. It's a topic and a debate to be had, but when you actually look at what's going on, that's not up there for me, people. And neither is a new iPhone 17. It's like the Banksy painting. Oh, it could be worth millions. It was covered up and taken off within 2 days. It got a lot of coverage. Is it up there in the list of priorities? No, it isn't. You've got media channels going out and interviewing people putting the flags up. You see videos, people taking them down. The friction and the division is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger by the day. You know, people saying, oh, I've got to take them down because they're racist. I don't stand for these. I did a video of a woman cutting them all down on a roundabout, you know. For me at the moment, it feels like we're in a chokehold of negative news. We've seen cyber attacks. We've seen countries attacking each other, deaths, you know, attacks. When does it stop? When does it filter and just become normal? When does it happen? Because it's scaring people. When was the last time you opened your phone and just went on the news and you've seen good news, positive news, charity money being raised, you know, people being rescued, you know, people, you know, smashing landmarks and creating history? I can't think, and that's not a good thing. As a globe, we all should want one thing, and that is world peace. No conflicts, world peace. But for me, sadly, I don't think it will ever happen because the divisions are there and they're way too big. You know, people argue over what football team they support, what music they're into, who they hang around with. Religion is a massive one, and we all know that. I would just love it if the world, the globe, just started uniting that little bit, you know. But all I see at the moment, and I think it's going to be foreseeable, is just utter chaos. And for me, it would just be lovely if the world leaders got their heads together and just started de-escalating everything. I'm sorry to ramble on, but I just feel like there's too much toxic in this world at the moment. People are just at each other's throats constantly. We need some positivity. We need a change. We need to flip that mood and that motion before we end up, you know, just erupting. We're just caving in on ourselves, and I don't like that. And there's many other content creators who speak the same as what I do in regards to it's too much negativity. We need to see positivity. I'd love to go on, but I'm going to end it there before I start losing my mind and going too deep with all this, because the more I speak, the more negative it is. You know, I'd love to speak about positive things that happen, but we never really see much. You know, we get the odd story here and there. And like I said, thanks for watching the channel. I love that everybody shares and comments and gets involved with the content because it's relevant to us all. You know, we're all seeing this, what is happening. You know, we should all want the same thing, and that's just peace. We all want to live a peaceful life, you know. And I appreciate every single one who follows me, who shares the content. Over 500,000 followers across social media. I can't thank you enough. And hopefully on the next video, I can put a bit more positivity, inject a bit more positivity onto the internet. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you want to drop a subscription, it's completely free to do so. Get involved in the debates. Let me know about your chaos, what is going on in the world, what is getting right on your nerves. And I'll see you on the next one.